Hi, I'd like to welcome you to week 3 of the St. Aidans Institute course on discipleship. This is going to be a really full week for us. First, you're going to be watching the videos by Richard Foster. We're going to be reading a book by his after we finish The Kingdom Life. His book is called A Celebration of Discipline and has become a modern classic in the subject of Christian spiritual disciplines. It's been in print now, I think, for a little over 30 years and has had an enormous influence. So having the chance to watch him and understand his approach to discipleship and formation is a very important, he is a very important voice for us to hear and to listen to as we engage in our discussions. So the first part of this week is to listen to his videos or watch his videos. It's actually part of a longer series. If you find him completely engaging, you may want to watch some of the other videos that he has, the other parts of this same lecture that he has given. It can be very compelling stuff. The second part of this week is looking at some of the other pieces to really what makes meaningful and mature discipleship. And you've got a variety of discussion questions that you can respond to that relate to questions related to how do we grow from the inside out? How do we look at ourselves and our lives and really start to bring change in little areas and then in bigger areas and watch our lives be transformed in that regard? There's a question also related to our own issues. As Christian leaders, this can't be emphasized enough. As Christian leaders, we bring our own baggage in everything we do. Whether you're a small group leader who refuses to deal with issues related to abuse in the lives of the members of your group because you're trying to mask your own issues of abuse, or if you're a priest in a church who's codependent and you've surrounded yourselves with codependent people and you're all marching happily along in your codependency, only reinforcing and making it worse, or something else. It's the things we bring to bear in our leadership really can undo us and undo our ministry. And what makes it insidious is more often than not, it's stuff that we don't even know about because we've blocked it out, we've rationalized it away, or in complete denial that it's there. And so if you're in any role of leadership in the life of your parish, it's really significant and important that you be engaged regularly in a process of meaningful reflection, a process of spiritual direction, or perhaps even in therapy to wrestle through what baggage it is that you have and then how it influences you. If you say you don't have baggage, then you're farther gone than most of us because that means there's real lack of self-awareness or denial. If you can name your baggage but can't show how you work around it, then that represents immaturity, that you really need to be engaged in meaningful work to work around that. So that question is actually a pretty significant one. And then one of the other questions relates to forgiveness. Forgiveness is a much tougher issue than we like to admit or claim it to be in our lives. Just about everyone, bishops included, have people in their lives that have hurt them so deeply and so thoroughly that forgiveness becomes an extraordinarily difficult thing to do. I was at a meeting where Archbishop Robert Duncan was there, and as he was getting ready to retire, one of the questions he was asked was, well, why now? Why are you retiring now? And his response was one of the more striking ones I've heard in a long, long time. And he said that he's always been somebody who could let things go. When he's insulted, when he's hurt, when people are trying to manipulate him or whatever, that's something he's always been able to forgive and let go of. And he had reached the point where he was starting to realize it was getting very, very hard for him to let go of certain things. And that, to him, was a significant indicator that he had probably done all that he could, and it was indeed time to step aside and let someone else continue the struggle and continue the burden that office gives to its holder. That was a strikingly mature and wise statement by him and decision by him. And for most of us, we're not quite as good. Forgiveness comes a lot harder, and often it comes with strings attached. And so wrestling with that and what that means is a good exercise for us to do regularly but immediately for the sake of this class. So don't just take these questions as simple ones to blow off, give the textbook answers to, and then move on. Really wrestle with them, and wrestle with them in the context of your life, because that is where the growth will come. Alrighty, I'll see you in the classroom, and God bless you.